Hello again. How are you doing today? Today, we're here to learn the last lesson of the simple present tense. We already have learned the affirmative statements, the negative statements, and now we have to go with the interrogative form. In this case, we have two types of questions, the yes/no questions and the information questions. Yes/no questions are those questions that only can bring us two answers, yes or no. And the information, as its name it says, we're looking for information. For example, what is your name? Where do you live? Those are information questions. Now, just those questions are like, are you a doctor? Yes, I am. No, I am not. But we're going to do this on the simple for the regular verbs. Okay? Now, this is the grammar structure for the questions. First of all, for this group that we already know, give me 1 second. I, you, we, and they. Okay? I, you, we, and they are going always to begin the sentence with do. The auxiliary verb that we use for the negative statements, recuerdan cuando usábamos el do not y el does not? Now we're going to use do for the questions. Are you with they with do? And he, she, it with does. Okay? Are you with they with do? He, she, it with does. Then both of them are going to be followed by the subject. Who is the subject? En inglés, el sujeto es el que hace la acción. ¿Ok? No es de quien hablamos, es quien hace la acción. Right? So that's the subject. Then, in both cases, we are going to place the verb in the base form for I, you, we, they, and for he, she, it as well. And then, if we have a complementary, we will add it. We don't always have a complementary, but most of the times there's a complementary in the sentences. So this is the structure that you have to follow in order to create your sentences. Let me erase this before we move to the. So for example, I always make emphasis on this one. Spanish is different. Saltas tú. Oh, saltas tú. Sí, salto. No, no salto. But in English, I'm talking about you. You will always have to begin with do. Right? Then, I'm talking to you, right? Saltas? Saltas tú? So the subject is you. Do. You. Now, then comes the verb. Saltas. But in the base form. So it's jump. Sorry for my handwriting. It's kind of difficult right here, right? But it is legible. So, do you jump? There it goes. You see the difference? Saltas? Saltas will be fine in Spanish. But in English, it has to be, do you jump? Or, for example, salta Neto. Okay. But in English, will have to be, does Neto jump? Got that? All right, I'm glad. Let's move on. So I have examples right here. Do you work at home? Does the doctor work at home? You see how the auxiliary verb changes from one to another? Let me get some color right here. Do, because I'm talking about you. Does, I'm talking about the doctor. And we all know that the doctor can be he or can be she. All right? Now, do the children watch TV in the afternoon? Okay, the children, I'm talking about they, plural. That's why, let me just write here the pronoun they. That's why I begin the sentence with do. Now, the last one. Does your mother watch TV at night? Because I know that your mother is a lady and she goes under the pronoun of she. Okay? So whenever I talk about I, you, we, or they, I begin with do. But he, she, it, I begin with does. And that's the only thing you have to learn about this in order to make your sentence well. For example, come carne el perro de Neto. Oh my God. Does Neto's dog eat meat? Goes as simple. Conduce Beto el carro de Juan. Oh my God. Does Beto drive Juan's car. And it goes like that. Very simple once you have the structure in your mind. Now, I have here some just no questions with its answers. I was talking to you in the beginning that just no questions have two possible answers, yes or no. So in this case, I'm talking about the doctor. Does the doctor, let me get some, I love to put some colors on my screens. Does the doctor, I'm talking about this guy over here, here's the subject. Does the doctor work at the hospital? Now, the answers can be yes or no. So I go ahead and put yes. But instead of saying the doctor, I use his pronoun, he. Could be she, because the doctor can be a he or she, but in this case, I'm talking about a male, a man. Does the doctor work at the hospital? Yes, he does. With the same verb I began my question, I'm completing the answer. Or in the case that no, no, he, and remember, with contraction. That's why I taught you how to make contractions, because it's important. And the short answers always do it with a contraction. You can say, no, he does not, but that's not the proper way. So, does the doctor work at the hospital? Yes, he does. No, he doesn't, with a contraction. All right. Now, do the children watch TV in the afternoon? Who's the subject? The children. So I'm going to go and answer with the pronoun that goes with children. They. Yes, they do. No, they don't. See this? With contraction. So basically, this is what it has to do with the just no questions. Now, this is the next graphic. I have for you some exercises right here. It says, your husband take a nap. The cats play with the dog. Your sister drink milk. You like this blue sweater? Okay, those are questions that are missing the auxiliary verb. Please, go ahead and complete the sentences. Pause for a couple of seconds. Take your time, answer them, and then let's check the answers. Okay, I'm glad you're back. So you see, I'm talking about your husband. So, your husband is a he, right? So, he goes with does. The cats play with the dog. The cat is plural. So, are they, and they goes with do. Do the cats play with the dog? Your sister, once again, the subject is she. So I have to begin the question with does. Does your sister drink milk? And the last one, you like this blue sweater? Was the question. Whenever I'm talking about you, you know you have to begin with do. Comprende? Easy, right? Now, this is it with the just no questions. Now, let's go with the information questions that are no more difficult than this. Believe me. Information questions. So if you pay attention to something, the grammar structure is going to be just like the other one. Do or does, subject, verb in the base form, and complementary. Whenever we are going to ask questions like what, when, why, how, or where. But watch out for this, pay attention for this. For example, ¿dónde corre Beto? Where? ¿Dónde? Now, Beto, he's a he, so I have to say does. Where does Beto run? That would be the proper way of asking the question, right? Let me go with another one without scratching everything right here. ¿Cómo salta María? ¿Cómo? How does María jump? Another one. ¿Por qué come frijoles tu hermana? Okay. Why does, because your sister is she, why does your sister, the subject, eat, the verb, beans? Let's do it again. Why does your sister eat beans? You see? Now, I was saying, pay attention to something. What happens when we talk about do? With who, I mean. Who? What's who? ¿Quién or quiénes? If I ask, ¿quién corre en el parque? I have no subject because I don't know who's running. ¿Quién nada en el río? I don't know the subject. No sé quién nada en el río. So if I have no subject, like in this one's over here, I cannot go with this structure because I have no subject. ¿Quién come hamburguesas? I don't know. So I cannot follow this one. So I have to be with who and the verb with the conjugation, okay? Plus the complementary. So if I say, ¿quién come hamburguesas? I have to say, who eats hamburgers? You see this? If I say, for example, ¿quién corre en el parque? Who runs in the park? You see? Conjugated. Always. Always, when you're going to ask a question with who, it's going to be different. Who doesn't follow the rules for what, when, why, how, where, how often, etc. Now, I have for you, as always, some exercises, and the question says, line or blank, does your husband take a nap? And it says the answer, in the afternoon. For the second question, do the cats play with the dog? In the garden. So, if you pay attention, it's telling me a moment, a time. It's giving me a place. Does your sister drink milk? To grow healthy. It's giving me a reason. And wants this blue shirt? Okay. Now take your time. Pause. Denle en pausa. Complete this. And I'll give you the answers in 2 seconds. Okay, here we go. When does your husband take a nap? In the afternoon. It's asking me for a moment. So I place when. Where? Because I'm responding you a place in the garden. And I was giving you an answer right here to grow healthy, a reason. So I ask, why does your sister drink milk? ¿Por qué bebe leche tu hermana? Para crecer sana. And the last one, who says? Who wants this blue shirt? Exactly. ¿Quién quiere esta camisa azul? I do. The answer, yo la quiero. So this is it for today's lesson. I hope you have learned something different. I hope you have it clear. So thank you for watching me. Thank you very much. I'll see you until the next one. Okay? For now on, I say bye-bye.